sleazy, take it sleazy. If you really want to know if you should suck or you should blow, then it's easy, just take it sleazy tonight. It's alright, Sally shows you how it's alright. Sally shows you how it's alright. Sally shows you how it's alright. Sally shows you how it's alright.
Hey, Porn Mom Podcast coming to you 4:20 a.m. Okay, this is being recorded at 4:20 a.m. July 5th. I had a hell of a 4th of July. Yeah, you're going to hear about it. That's what you're here for. To hear about sordid valley squalor. I got you. 421 now. I'm not trying to make a cool weed joke. I'm not cool on weed at all. I'm actually drinking coffee. I'm pulling an all-nighter. Yeah, I'm pulling a motherfucking all-nighter. Oh, you're going to hear about it. This is Sally Mullins, host of Porn Mom Podcast, and Jamie Foster, if you're more into the pervy way I pay my bills. Comedian, porn star, from Florida. No shit. I have a really cool guest today. She is a fetish star called Miss Jenn Davis, mainly in the spanking genre, spanking videos, spanking sessions. She's got an OnlyFans, Miss Jenn Davis. That's N, Miss Jenn Davis. Miss Jenn Davis. She'll put you over her knee if you mess it up. If you know what OTK means, you might be a little into spanking. The visual of this podcast is on Sally Mullins Comedy, by the way. That is my YouTube. And if you're watching that, I don't like the way this lipstick looks either. It's actually like a lip stain or something. I can't wait to scrub it off. But here we are. It's 4:20 a.m. Had a hell of a 4th of July. I hope yours was safe and fun. I don't know what Joe Biden got up to, if he made any kind of State of the Union, or just a speech. But I would be perfectly fine if Joe just came out and said, sorry about gas, and then a bunch of fireworks started going off. Let him have his, I think he was traveling. I think maybe he visited Florida. It's just been so bad there with the building. The news has been crazy. Look, if you're a man who wants to play any kind of devil's advocate and you think that's sexy, or you really just think Cosby was framed, you know what? You're entitled to your opinion, but just shut the fuck up. He's out. He got out. All right. So I had no idea. I think a lot of women, we will remember where we were when we found out that Bill Cosby got freed on a technicality. I was at the Desert Hot Springs, Aqua de Soleil. It's a desert hot springs. I don't know what to call it, a spa, but it's got mineral pools. And my friend Leanne Tooker and we took off there on Tuesday. And then Wednesday morning got that horrible fucking news. And I didn't we've been up drinking. We were drinking vodka sodas. So we didn't wake up till like 9. And my friend texted me and I was like, is he kidding? And no. It had just come up like 40 minutes ago or something. I guess, they got him out right away. It's just fucking sickening to think that now we're going to have to hear about every time he gets fast food or rapes someone. Jesus. What an asshole. Oh, so my Bill Cosby story, I promised you this on Twitter. It has to do with animal rescue. And that is going to lead us into my 4th of July story. And then we will probably have a little visit from Miss Jenn Davis, disciplinarian, sensual domina. Yes, I got her on OnlyFans. She's doing quite well. She's a classic. Long hair, ample bosom. I'm going to get my ass beat if I keep whoring her out. So this is my Bill Cosby story, because a lot of people are like, Sally, you've been in show business a long time. Did Bill Cosby drug and rape you? No, no. I luckily missed out on that. I am old enough, I'm sure, but I was actually working at an animal rescue association. I was a volunteer coordinator. This was probably like 1996, just moved to California. And there was a girl working there, and she said that she worked for Bill Cosby, helped with his dogs, and he was into huskies. And I always think of huskies. Well, I do now. They're like this toxic masculinity dog. Like every other dude walking around on a hiking trail has a husky named Kai. They're like the new pit bull. Okay. Like everyone was just a little scared of pit bulls, but I've just known like so many drunk bros with like, fucking husky, and then they don't know what to do with them. And, like any dog, like it needs like a lot of attention, a lot of exercise. It must. And, it's like, are you sledding in SoCal? Anyway, Bill would basically get these beautiful little fluffy husky puppies, and then once they grew up, they were just kenneled, kind of locked up, not really getting to be like house pets or even pets, really. It was more like they were in a shelter kind of situation. So when I heard about him raping people, knowing what an asshole he was, and I'd always had that in the back of my mind, whenever I saw him, the animal rescue. So as soon as I heard he raped people, I was like, not really that fucking surprised. Because this person with all the money, he was just into like, I don't know what you call that, like warehousing animals once they got bigger. So yeah. All right. So you want to hear about my 4th of July? Okay. So I don't know if you know this, but I have a few exes who are problematic. And this would be my ex who I lived with in the MySpace era. He's quite a bit younger. He's still in his late 30s and loves animals, great with animals, but has some addiction issues. And recently, he has been living in a house after his aunt died. He was the caregiver, and she passed away. And she was amazing. She used to travel, and like even up to where she was like almost 90. And she liked to drink wine with me. But she died of like heart failure, and he wanted to stay in the house because he has no money. And he basically just wanted to work something out with the other relatives. But of course, all they wanted was the house. So he's ended up staying in the house like a year and a half. And it's been like back and forth in court. And in the meantime, he has set up a pretty nifty little pet sitting business out of the house, because he's like, buzzed sitting on the couch, screaming about the Raiders, all day. He's great with animals, hanging out with the animals. Like, this is what people want for their animals. They want to go out of town and they want to drop their animal off with someone, who's just sitting there partying with them. So he's got tons, and he's not like hardcore daytime drink. The animals they're in his house. They go run around in the backyard. It's safe. It's secure. So he gets a lot of repeat customers. Like, these people, super dependent. They'll leave the animals there for like a month. I mean, he started making money, and he was also doing like dog walking. He's a big, strong dude, and he can walk huskies. So he got this girlfriend like 6 months ago, and she's a cool girl. She's his age, late 30s, but they have had a volatile relationship. And she got put in jail. And then Friday night, he got put in jail, and he's got priors. And, he already asked me to bail him out, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, because what I was doing tonight, and it was pretty intense because 4th of July, fireworks going off. I had to go to his house, which was like a meth den, and it has no electricity and no running water. And I had to rescue 2 dogs. And 2 cats, and there's 1 cat still in there. I'm going to try get him tonight. But I had to bring a huge dog back to my house. The little dog, fortunately, went with his other ex-girlfriend. And I want to give this Valley girl, this Winnetka lady, a shout out, okay? Amazing woman. She's his other ex-girlfriend, and she just had my back this whole thing. In fact, she did most of the work because she's just kind of like a little naturally tougher and more assertive. I'm just so awkward, and my PTSD was so bad all day. She just really like not only held my hand, she just like was so great with all the animals. She's got a good way about them. And we were in that house with flashlights. We took some interesting video, and we got everyone but 1 cat out of there. And I will get him out tonight. Hey, this podcast is dropping the day of that cat rescue. Anyone want to help me out? Seriously, any cat whisperers out there? I could use some backup in that haunted house. It's very scary. Wow. So what do I have in my house? Oh, and here's the kicker. Not only was it his animals that he's locked up and can't take care of, and these other relatives are trying to close in with eviction proceedings, and they're saying animal shelter is going to be there, animal control, and that's what I don't want. I don't want animal control, like trying to get in there and, take in the animals. I mean, I feel bad for him. He's in jail. I mean, I can't get him out, and it's not my business, but his animals are in there, and the cops have been there, and it's just a really bad scene, So there was also a dog he was pet sitting, this like purebred golden retriever. And that dog is here right now listening to me podcast. She's beautiful. She's got a little mohawk, and her parents are picking her up tomorrow. Her name is Summer. And it's not going to be like 300 Days of Summer or whatever that movie is. It's just 1 day of summer. And that's good because I've got too many animals in this house. I now have 8 cats in this house, and including Summer, 4 dogs. It's fucking crazy in Winnetka. Shout out to Wendy Austin, though, because she was just so great. And let's follow her on Instagram. She needs more followers. And please throw up a comment, say thanks for helping Sally, or thanks for helping Jamie, or just thanks for being a good person. Her handle on Instagram, Wendalin, Wendalin 27. Wendalin 27. Give her some love. I could not have done this without her. I almost want to cry. This was so freaking intense. Not to mention my ex. Okay. The jail phone call system, I haven't had this in ages, but it's such a pain in the ass. You've got to put money with your credit card on the account, and then you got to get your shit verified. You got to send your ID in so they can verify you to be able to talk to the person in jail. Okay, just, if you're crazy about someone who goes to jail, just go ahead and get verified right away. It's better to do that. Seriously, that's a pro tip for someone who likes bad boys. Just, get all your stuff verified immediately. Don't try to be navigating the system as a guest. Okay, just own up to the fact that you're going to have to give your ID. Man, what a day. This is it. I have got to get that ex out of my life. Wendy did it. Wendy Austin, the girl helping me out tonight, she did it. Oh, and she took his little dog home. So she's got the little dog. I like this big dog. He's cool. I mean, maybe I'll have a big dog, Maybe you'll see that on my social media. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm putting it on my Finsta, which is Hello _Cougar. Like that show I did where I phoned all the guys from Craigslist back in the good old days of Craigslist casual encounters before FOSTA SESTA took that away from us. And now you have to make some sleazy post on the community section to get any action. But who has time for action when you're a freaking, pet rescue Pet Detective, everything. Oh my God, man. No texts, no DMs for a couple of days. I'm telling my friends, you want to catch up with me? Listen to my podcast, man. Listen to my fucking podcast. Shout out to Wendy once again. She is amazing. Oh, hey, got some good professional news. Got some movies released. Finally, after years, released them on Vimeo or however you say it. By the way, that stock went up really fast. Vimeo, as soon as they started doing these channels where you can release your movies, $34 a month, you can pretty much upload as many as your independent films as you want, and you sell them downloads or streaming, pay-per-view. So I've got 2 movies up there. This is so cool. You can find them if you go to my Twitter, which is Sally Mullins 1. The first movie that was released, Nutty Network. It's a comedy with a bunch of porn stars in it. Now, I just star in this. I didn't produce it, but it's my partner who I partnered up with on a lot of stuff, Dennis Devine. In fact, you'll find his Vimeo channel, Dennis Devine, Devine. Nutty Network. We really want your support on this. Please be my fan. Like, I get it. Like, not everyone wants to be on my OnlyFans. Not everyone wants to see me get plowed or subjugate myself or dirty talking. I get it. Like, a lot of my fans that just not into that. So this is a really, really great way to support me. I just really want to see this work because this was filmed in 2013. It was filmed in a studio in the Valley, and it was produced by Dennis Devine and Veronica Ricci. She's incredible. And then it was tied up in, like, is it going to be on Funny or Die, or were they going to get this distribution deal? It never got released. Snippets of it got released here and there, but in its entirety, it never got released. So we filmed some new stuff. Jacqueline Pissarro, comedian who has also been a guest on this podcast. She was part of the new stuff that got filmed. Now there's a bunch of porn stars in it. They're not having sex. It's not a porn. I mean, it's rated R at the most. Yeah, it's sleazy. Tara Patrick is great in it. She's so funny and lovely. She's really good. I think to be like a successful porn star, a lot of the girls I work with, they can act. They're just so natural on camera. They're creative. They're funny. They're brilliant. Why? There's this myth. A lot of male porn stars can't act. I'm sorry, but they can't. But honestly, when I'm on set with a girl who can't act, it's more like surprising than anything. It's more surprising. Phoenix Ascani. Now, I think she's out of porn. She might have an OnlyFans. I hope she does. Amazing, tall, slim redhead. Of course, Veronica Ricci, Penthouse Pet. I mentioned her. She's in that. Oh, Jackie Fabulous, incredible comedian, is in that. I've worked with her on the road. Jeremiah Benjamin, great comedic actor, really short, cute, funny, bizarre yoga guy. There's just all kinds of talent. Chad Alva, male porn talent, all kinds of good people in that. There's this dude called Corpsey who does like this Dead Girls magazine, all kinds of cult. Oh, get this. Okay. The day Cosby is released, this movie is also released, and it stars Ron Jeremy. Yes, this was one of Ron Jeremy's last film roles before all the rape allegations started coming down. Actually, 2013, a little bit before. He was a little more able-bodied. He actually looks like he could like rape someone in this movie. So sorry if that's a deterrent. Maybe that's why I saved it till the end, or I tried to block it out. But Ron Jeremy is in this motherfucking movie. It's really good. Comedy Shorts is fun. It's just over an hour. It's goofy as fuck, and it's full of porn stars, chock full of porn stars. Okay, please watch that. If you go to my Twitter, Sally Mullins 1, and pretty soon, in fact, I don't know if we've got to design it, but we're going to have a website that leads to all these movies. But right now they're on Vimeo. And then the second one, before we get to our guest, Miss Jenn, the second one we just released today, it is a 2008 movie called Demon Kiss. We're taking the power back. This is a horror movie. It's unintentionally cheesy a lot. Yes, it can be cringy, but you know what? You got to start to embrace the cringe. Embrace the fucking cringe, people, because it's everywhere and everyone's calling it out. Might as well make friends with it, you know? I'm sure I can be pretty fucking cringy. So, Demon Kiss also has a lot of porn stars. It has a fuck ton of nudity. It's got violence. It's got gore. It's over the top. It's an hour and a half. Okay, I'm going to say the names of some porn and fetish stars, and a lot of these might be blasts from the past. Julie Simone is still an amazing dominatrix, very popular, probably more popular than she's been consistently popular for over a decade. Julie Simone, I mean, 15 years. She looks amazing. She's got a part in this, and her part's quite violent, and there's nudity and sexuality, and she's like making out with a cop. It was before the all cops are bad thing, but all cops in this are bad. All right, so it's about like possession by it's a lot of people say it rips off a Denzel movie where they're whistling or something, but that movie did not have like full frontal nudity in it. Who are some of the other porn stars? Christy Love, Mandy Fox, Julie Simone, Natalie Minx, this fetish star called Natalie Minx, this chick called Venus, a redhead who did a bunch of anal stuff, Harmony Rose. She did a lot for kink.com, and then she became a paramedic. And there was some big drama because some guy didn't want her giving him mouth to mouth because she had like done porn in her past. Oh my God, so many freaking porn stars in this. And then a lot of good actors too. And I'm really like, I'm better as a comedic actress. I mean, can't you tell? But I have a dramatic role in this. And, I'm younger, so like that might be appealing. Demon Kiss. So what happened was we got a deal from this distribution company. And basically when you make a movie, and I never wanted this movie to cost us 13 grand, but it did. And when you make a deal with these, I mean, nobody wants that. Nobody wants to pay 13 grand for anything, right? Nobody broke, not me, not my cheap ass. When you make a deal with these production companies, they just rip you off so fucking badly. They're like, oh, we got you a deal with, something FearNet, but here are all the expenses. It's just kind of like what producers do. They say, I need 50 grand to produce this movie. And the movie gets up and ends up getting made for like 10,000, And then the rest is just like the producer's lifestyle. I mean, the producer's lifestyle should come out of the budget, but I don't think it should be most of it. I don't think that's what the person putting the money in wants, So this movie, Demon Kiss, it's just outrageous, ridiculous special effects. A broom sodomized murder. Yeah, come on, man. I mean, did I get you at that one, or maybe like scared you away at that one? So it got ripped off really badly. And I think I was bitching a couple of weeks ago how if you're an independent producer, check Moviephone because it might be up there illegally. And it's very hard to get things taken down from these places. And a lot of, these distribution companies, Screen Media are the ones that ended up with Demon Kiss, and they ripped us off. And they present as very legit, but they're totally not. And they even acknowledged they owed us money, and we never got it. And then they have it up places making money, and they know like you're too broke to get a lawyer. They're like, what are they going to do? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put the movie up ourselves and tell our fans, come on, don't you want to watch a lot of gore, naked porn stars, girl on girl action, guys and girls making out, cheesy lines, and me with all of the above? I would really love it. Look, my email, hellacougar1986@gmail.com. Write me, tell me what you thought of the movies. I can't wait to hear. Please watch Nutty Network and Demon Kiss. And I can't hold back any longer. This lady is amazing. I'm so glad I got her on OnlyFans at Miss Jenn Davis. Jen with 2 N's, disciplinarian, sensual domina. Maybe she's going to end up being a findom. Who knows? She's just good at everything, good at all things dominant, very sexy herself. If you don't know her, get to know her. And if you know her, to know her is to love her. Let's hear it from Miss Jenn Davis. We have Miss Jenn Davis. She is a new fetish star on OnlyFans. She is known in the BDSM scene, but as far as coming to OnlyFans, she has put a lot of content on her page in a small amount of time. I really respect that work ethic. Where do you think you developed that strong work ethic?
Thanks. I've always kind of had it. I've always been very driven, especially if it's something I'm passionate about, like spanking and fetish kinky stuff. So it's not just spanking on my page, although that is the main thing, but that's also because most of my fans like that type of content. So I ask for feedback from my fans and I do polls. And so I've already done 2 of them so far since starting a little over a month, just about a month ago now. And so far, Spankos are the ones that are on my page the most. And so therefore, that's why a lot of the content is specifically spanking related. But if I suddenly got all these people that were into feminization that were on my OnlyFans, then I would be changing the content some. That doesn't mean I would ever get rid of spanking. I love spanking, so of course not. But I would add more content for other genres, other fetishes, other kinks, if I knew that people were interested in it.
Yeah, sometimes I find that like whatever platform you're on, you want to get the input. I mean, cam can be the worst. Like some of my experiences as a cam girl, I'm like, how are you guys today? Anything weird happening to anyone? Like I'm just like, come on, talk to me. I see your page. I see your page on OnlyFans. You're the only model I know who updates more than I do. Oh, and also, can you come spank my dogs? They're barking and they're annoying me.
Oh, yes. I'm there. I'm totally there.
The dogs are lucky. You look amazing. People on my YouTube can see you. You're welcome. You've got this red sundress on. You just look so pretty. Your hair's really long.
Thank you.
Pandemic just really did you right. You look incredible.
Well, same to you, lady. I mean, you are gorgeous. You don't age at all. I mean, I just love that you have been you since the beginning of time. And it's like, you don't change. Like, how is this possible? Are you a vampire?
I'm trying. I mean, I'm looking for victims, I want to get that. I'm open to it. You got to keep an open mind, What have been some of the recent like posts you've made or any, shoots you've had, some of the things you've done recently that have turned you on a little bit?
Oh gosh. I've been doing a little bit more kind of femdom style. So kind of not necessarily as in the person is in chastity, but I'm doing like POV style stuff. And some of it has been little mini vids where I've been kind of talking to the viewer and kind of, teasing a little, saying different dominating terms, dominant things that I would normally be saying to a submissive in real life or, that type of thing. So, just kind of different teasing and letting them know that they're not going to be allowed to touch themselves or whatever it is that I'm not allowing at that point in time. So I've been doing some of that. That's been really fun, very enjoyable, kind of, sexy stuff. And of course, I've got some more strict stuff where I'm being very, governess style or authoritative. That type of thing.
Such a great look for casting everything from, the teacher, governess to just a caring mom who finally has to lay down the law. I mean, you can just play any role. You're just sought after. Everyone loves you in fetish. You've got a tour coming up in Vegas, right? Tell us a little about that.
Yes, I'm going to be in Vegas in mid-August. So unfortunately, it will not coincide with the Shadow Lodge party. I wish I could be making it work, but unfortunately, no, that won't happen. happen, sadly.
I heard the
But that
party
would have
is
been
sold
great
out.
if the two could have been combined.
The party sold out, huh? Shadow Lodge?
Is that sold out already?
I heard it is. Tell us about your tour. Where are you going to be staying and filming and?
Yes, I don't have all the details quite figured out yet because I just started posting the dates and information. So I'm still figuring out where I'll be. But yes, I'll be doing some photo or video shoots while I am there. So that will be good. That will get me more content that I can post to my OnlyFans. And then same with DC. I'll be in DC end of September. And I will be doing lots of shoots there as well. So that, again, more content to shoot. Oops.
That was awesome. I think you're going to get a spanking now.
Oh, gosh.
That was just the best. You're blushing. I'm so happy. This is
I know. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I still get a little bit nervous I still do get a little bit nervous when I'm on these podcasts. So I was fidgeting a little bit and my dress is a little too stretchy. I shouldn't have been able to do that, but certain dresses are a little bit more stretchy than others. See, that's what happens. You get nervous for podcasts.
I'm so happy right now. Whatever happens the rest of my day is just irrelevant. You're helping me because I have to go to T-Mobile later and like work some stuff out with my phone. So I'm in the best mood now. I'm not going to be a Karen. You helped me not be a Karen. I can't be one. Tell me about this project that I saw some photos. You were going to be on Reverie TV. There was a premiere. So, Miss Jenn, tell me a little bit about this Reverie TV project. I saw photos. I saw that there was a premiere. Let me know a little bit about your involvement in that.
Yes. So the TV series, it's a 6-episode TV series that is hosted by Madison Young. And it is called the TV series is called Submission Possible. So I was on the Seattle episode and it's great. Basically, think of the best way I can describe to think of it is think of everybody knows the show, Anthony Bourdain, right?
Yeah.
So, he went around the world and it dealt with cooking and restaurants and just different things like that. Well, picture that, except for she's going around the US and she's talking to people into kink stuff. So yes, totally in line with all the different things I'm into. So when she came to Seattle, I was one of the people that she talked to. We got to spend, part of the day together. And so we talked about spanking and kink. I even got to spank her. That's right. I got to take her across the slab. And I had a different paddle than this, but I had a paddle and I got to paddle her. She can take quite a spanking, although I think they only got a small portion of what we actually did. They had to cut it down because I think the entire time that we filmed together, the filming portion was probably about an hour and a half. But I think they had to squish that down to maybe 10 or 15 minutes for me because there was different people in Seattle. So I was just one of the many different people that she got to spend time with. So
a lot of kinksters in Seattle, and we are now Eskimo sisters because we have both spanked Madison Young.
Oh, yes, we are.
Yeah.
And doesn't she have such a delightful bottom?
She's so beautiful, and I spanked her 13 years ago. I mean, you guys. We don't, you're right. We don't age. None of us age. What are some other plans that you have for this year now with the country reopening? You're getting very popular on OnlyFans and you've got a big following. First of all, what's your Twitter? So people checking you out on YouTube can follow your Twitter right now.
Yes, my Twitter is Jenn OTK. So that's JENN OTK, like as in over the knee. So at Jenn OTK. is
Cool.
my Twitter handle. I'm also on YouTube. So if they just Google under or search under YouTube for Miss Jenn Davis, they will find my YouTube channel as well.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And your OnlyFans is also Miss Jenn Davis.
Jenn Davis. Yes.
2 N's on Jen.
So onlyfans.com//Miss Jenn Davis. And you are right, 2 N's, because so many people get that wrong.
I learned it, and you're going to get spanked for getting it wrong. And her page is amazing. What are some other fun plans that you've got for the year?
Yeah, well, like I said, I've got 2 trips planned, and so far I'm going to probably just stick with those 2 because I want to make sure that I'm not going to like leave my OnlyFans or some of my other platforms in the dust. That's not fair. And so, although I've spent the past, the pandemic's been going on for over a year now, a year and a half or so. But I've, spent pretty much my entire, time has been devoted to phone sessions, clips, either video clips, audio clips, fan sites, my various different fan sites and all that stuff. And so I feel like if I start traveling the way I used to travel, I won't have time for all of those things. And that's not fair.
That's exactly what I feel like about my life too. Like I cultivated all these new ways in which to interact with people, create content, and make a living. And if I go back to everything I used to do, I can't keep up. We're in the exact same situation. You're just a lot younger than me. So you'll be able to handle it. You'll be able to handle everything. What are some of the things that you're providing discipline for to current clients, if you don't mind me asking? What kinds of things are you helping people work on?
So some of it is goal setting. So that could be weight loss, doing better at work, having specific, like an actual, working towards a marathon, things that are opening up again now too. So things like that. Then there's also, just kind of working on just general discipline and better behavior, getting on better habits and tracks, like not drinking as much or cutting out drinking completely, trying to devote more time to being an entrepreneur, those type of things that different people have, goals towards. So those are, definitely some things that I help with. And then, just in general, kind of a role playing as well, which is therapeutic. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's also brings out creativity when you get to role play. You get to kind of go back to your childlike self for a little while. And that brings out creativity in people. So that is
It's like being on stage. It's like when you're doing comedy and you start freestyling, you start talking to somebody in the audience, or you just start writing the joke on stage, just raw creativity. And it feels like a cleanse, right? Just a cleanse for your soul. So great.
Absolutely.
I love your red lipstick. You look so good in red lipstick.
Thank you. Thank you.
How old were you when you figured that out? Like, I look terrible. I look like Ronald McDonald in red lipstick. But how old were you when you figured out that was the color for you?
Probably 20s. Yeah, 20s. Lipstick is definitely my favorite. So yeah, I've got my favorite shades, and and red is my favorite color, so that helps.
I know you're going to spank me someday. I know I'm going to go over your knee. I'm just trying to figure out what it will be for. We're going to have so much fun. I just want to say Miss Jenn's OnlyFans page is like poppin'. She updates all the time. I love looking at her content. Please check out her feed, Miss Jenn Davis. The price is fair. You get a lot of bang for your buck. Any message you want to give to our fans and supporters?
Just be good. If you're not good, that I've got quite a few effective implements at my disposal at any point in time for any of you naughty little scoundrels. And you know perfectly well that when you get spanked, you're going to get spanked on the bear. And it's going to be a hard, very effective spanking, one that you won't soon forget. So you better remember this lesson that I'm teaching you now.
She's talking to you. Hey, Miss Jenn Davis, you have been great. Thank you for coming on Poor Mom Podcast today.
Woohoo!
Woo! Okay. That little booby slip. Go to Sally Mullins Comedy. It was still PG-13. I'm putting it on YouTube. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Hey, I get to spank Abby Maley tomorrow. That's right. Last week I was talking about how I just spanked Coco Lovelock, and now I have another petite babe over my knee tomorrow, Abby Maley. And Abby does a lot of anal, and we were going to shoot her last week, and she said, hey, I have an anal scene a couple of days later. I said, well, yeah, you might get marked. And so she's going to shoot with us tomorrow, and she's not worried about getting marked. And that always makes for a better shoot, because a spanking shoot might mark a little bit. So here, porn actresses, don't sign up for spanking shoots if you're worried about getting marked. Seriously. Oh, I want to give a big shout out to Tuesday Thomas and Freak Show LA. I was in the audience Saturday night at Freak Show at the Comedy Chateau, and Tuesday Thomas, she's at Mama Warned Me on Instagram and everything. She did a great job. It's like a freaky variety show, sideshow, got comedians, burlesque. It was just so well done. I had a complete blast. And it was wonderful to be in the audience, because everyone always says, oh my God, comedy and going out to live events makes me so happy. And I'm just like, really? I mean, because that's not why I do it. I do it to keep myself afloat emotionally. But I do like to hear that you dug my joke, and I do like to hear that you needed those laughs. But I'm not going to lie, I'm not out there being altruistic. I'm trying to get a symbiotic relationship. That's the word, right? Symbiotic. I tried saying it 2 ways. Did you guys catch that? So it was cool to be in the audience and feel that special kind of euphoria. My next live show is at the Good Luck Bar. It is a Teresa Lowe show. Teresa Lowe presents. I'll have to have Teresa Lowe on here as a guest. Teresa Lowe presents. It's on Burbank Boulevard. It's in North Hollywood. And that is on Sunday, the 11th. Yes. Oh, I had fun last week in Glendora. Shout out to Glendora. A lot of hunky Middle Eastern dudes. I had a good time. That was a Jimmy Nebula show. I've been having some good lives, but I do need to kind of tone it down. I'm worried. I mean, cases of COVID are climbing. Here's how I feel. I just feel like whether you're anti-vax, COVID denier, very pro-vax, whatever you are, you just don't want to hear about it anymore, whatever it is. Like people who didn't want to deal with COVID deniers, they just never wanted to hear about it. They didn't want to see masks. But now I have friends who very pro-vax, and they don't want to hear that, there could be some problems with the vax, even if it's kind of in an observational way, like I'm vaxxed. But, I know that there have been some things turning people off the vaxes. But some of my really pro-vax friends are like, well, be quiet with that talk, don't be putting that out there. And the reality is that cases are rising again. And then we had a holiday today, and I just don't know where LA is going to be in a month. So I'm trying to stay away from commitments. Yeah. Oh, and as far as dating, there has been none of that, and there will be none of that, because I'm busy being Sally Mullins / Jamie Foster. I need to listen to my podcast, because I need to find out where they're putting the commercials and what kind of commercials they're putting on this fucked up podcast. Oh, speaking of a little health tip, Tylenol. I have been an Advil advocate for years. I took it all through my period, which was years and years and years, decades. But ever since the second Moderna shot, I had some dehydration, side effects, and a bad headache, I took Tylenol because that's what they told me to take. And the little edge Tylenol gives me is if I'm developing a hangover, if I take it at like 4 in the morning, I sleep in later. It's got this sedative effect that Advil didn't have. Like, I don't need Tylenol PM, just regular Tylenol, like just one. So that's a tip. That's a tip for my insomniacs, or just for women who need a little rest. Because the drama with their freaking exes and animal rescue expeditions and people ripping off their movies and spankings. Yeah, I'm pulling an all-nighter. Okay, so I'm going to read you some lovely lyrics because all I can do at this point, like, it's been a pretty chaotic day for me and maybe for you too, and all I can do is enjoy a really beautiful song. I'm not going to pretend I know any other songs from this band. I don't know a lot about this band. To me, they were a great end of the 80s, early 90s band because they had like a really cool combination of new wave and folk in their sound. So just an amazing transition. It's a 1989 song that got up to number 16 on the British charts and only about number 34 on the American charts. And I heard it in my car last night. I had parked, and Cyrus Naderpour, who's wonderful and who took me to Freak Show, and he's just always so great. I started blasting it, and I was just kind of like dancing a little bit in the parking lot. I said, this is one of my favorite songs ever. The lyrics, it just feels like you're just giving yourself over to like love and beauty and euphoria. Euphoria. So important. I hope everyone gets some. Here are the lyrics to Pure by the Lightning Seeds from their first album, Cloud Cuckoo Land. Nighttime slows, raindrops splash rainbows. Perhaps someone you know could sparkle and shine. As daydreams slide to color from shadow, picture the moon glow that dazzles my eyes, and I love you. Just lying, smiling in the dark, shooting stars around your heart. Dreams come bouncing in your head, pure and simple every time. Now you're crying in your sleep. I wish you'd never learned to weep. Don't sell the dreams you should be keeping, pure and simple every time. Dreams of sights, of sleigh rides and seasons where feelings, not reasons, can make you decide. As leaves pour down, splash autumn on gardens, as colder nights harden their moonlight delights, and I love you. Just lying, smiling in the dark, shooting stars around your heart. Dreams come bouncing in your head, pure and simple every time. Now you're crying in your sleep. I wish you'd never learn to weep. Don't sell the dreams you should be keeping, pure and simple every time. Look at me with starry eyes. Push me up to starry skies. There's stardust in my head, pure and simple every time. Fresh and deep as oceans new. Shiver at the sight of you. I'll sing a softer tune, pure and simple over you. If love's the truth, then look no lies, and let me swim around your eyes. I found a place I'll never leave. Shut my mouth and just believe. Love is truth, I realize, not a stream of pretty lies to use us up and waste our time. Pure and simple every time. So at the end, it finally says, pure and simple over you, pure and simple just for you. Oh, God, it's going to make me cry. Such an amazing fucking song. Wow. I think it's just about, if you have happiness, enjoy it, indulge in it, go for it, experience each other, do things. Like my acting teacher, Carla Rosati, said, all we've got is the journey. Well, this has helped me a lot. It's 5:10 now. I've been talking forever. Please support everyone I mentioned on this podcast. But most of all, take care of yourself And thank you. It's been quite a 4th of July. What the fuck? Freedom! Let's do this again. Talk to you next week.
Take it sleazy, take it sleazy. If you really want to know if you should suck or you should blow, then it's easy. Just take it sleazy tonight. It's alright. Sally shows you how 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 it's alright.